Hello. In a prior video I showed how to use a manually created lnet/C Lightning setup and access all the nodes with the Nodes Debug tool. I've since made further improvements to automate a setup by randomly creating an lnet setup and then applying the prior method to create the config for Nodes Debug. I also updated Nodes Debug to accept its configuration from the command line so you can exclude the step of manually selecting the config. So you can see from this page I created a repo with some simple scripts. Nothing too complex, but it'll get you started. And once you get this all set up, you're going to need, obviously the Bitcoin Core and C Lightning. You're going to need to have the lnet installed and Nodes Debug installed and added to your path. I'll explain here in the document. I already have that, so I'm going to go over here and just get started. There's a basic launch script which takes two parameters. One is how many nodes you're going to have, and the other is the maximum number of incoming connections you can have. So I'm going to start with 9 nodes with maximum of 1 incoming connection. So I'll launch that. You can see lnet doing its thing. It's grabbing random names from randomuser.me, and it would fall back to some really cryptic looking hex if that for some reason was not available. So it looks like everything launched okay. So I can go over to another tab, and I just want to run the start.sh script now. And now you can see I have 9 nodes set up, plus the Bitcoin node obviously. So I can look at these, I can see some basic information. Peers, I got it's okay. So he does not have any balance, so he cannot send, but he can receive. So let's go to let's get his node ID. Let's pick another random one and go to the console and get route, put in their ID, let's say 2 Satoshis or 2,000 millisatoshis, and risk factor of 1, and I can see apparently I got a direct connection. I can go to another node, do the same thing. You can see it takes a couple of hops to get from here. So you can see some of the advantages that you have multiple hops. You may have unreachable nodes. You may have direct connections. You get a mix of things. So you never really know what you're going to get, which is good. You can also get some more complex, reasonably complex channel graphs that would be a pain to manually create. So I'm going to stop this, shut it down, and I'm going to try a different configuration now. I'm going to try 15 nodes with 2 maximum incoming. So let's start that. Bunch of random names created. See, right now it seems it's hanging up without the gossip. It'll do that sometimes, but that's okay. If we come over here and run our start script, you will launch with the 15 nodes. And what we can do here is, we're on the Bitcoin node right now. If we run the generate command, because right now if you look, when it doesn't launch correctly, there's like, oh well, no, I got some connections. Well, maybe it just wasn't finished launching. But anyway, let's go to a random console and list channels. That should give us our channel graph. We'll see. Okay, see, we did not actually get complete like we needed to. So, but you can fix that. You can come into the Bitcoin node console and run the generate command or generate to address now that that's being deprecated, but I have an older version, and just generate 10. And if I go back to another random node, I should be able to list channels, and now I got a reasonably complex channel graph to work with, which is pretty cool. So I think that's about it. Well, okay, no, let's if we have somebody with like a single channel, or all their channels have a balance, they're not going to be able to receive funds, so that's something you can look for. He doesn't have a balance, but he can receive, not send. So, okay, both of these have a balance. So that means he should not be able to receive. So if I create an invoice from here for a Satoshi, always need the label, always need a description. So got that, got my bolt 11. So I try to pay, I should not be able to. Could not find a route. So there you go. I hope this is helpful, and thanks for watching.